I'm Chris Berman. Let's get straight to the action. In our first game this week, we had the Seahawks win this one to the tune of 13 points. We had a big injury in this one, and Trey has the lowdown for us. Trey?
All right, Chris, thanks. Luckily, we had a relatively injury-free week, which makes my job just that much easier. Marcus Sullivan is arguably the biggest name on this list. A hairline fracture of the arm is the initial report, and the doctors are saying he'll be out for 8 weeks. So that'll do it for now. Chris, let's send it back to you.
Brandon Lloyd pulled down 100-plus receiving yards and helped his 49ers beat the Broncos. Down in the fun and sun of Jacksonville, we had the Jaguars lose by a narrow 5-point margin. Down in Nashville, we had the Titans come away with a decisive 10-point win. The Bengals defense held their opponents to under 150 passing yards in their win at Paul Brown Stadium. The Chiefs won at home and will have time to savor the victory as next week is their bye. Saints, Giants. Ace, Deuce, and plenty of use McAllister
is in the backfield. The ball is at the 40-yard line, and the lead man throws a block, shakes off one tackle, bounces outside. Now it's a foot race. The 10, the 5, touchdown.
The Saints win this one by the final score of 38-35. We had a big trade also of note here. Trey's got the lowdown for us. Trey?
Over now to news of a trade that might have some ramifications. Boo Williams leaves the Saints and will be on his way to the Falcons. And they obviously see that as one of the areas that needs improvement. In exchange, they'll get someone to beef up their roster. Matt Stewart is just one of those guys you love to have on your team. He'll be an immediate factor for his new mates.
Tim Dwight, good night, pulled down 100-plus receiving yards and helped his Chargers beat the Redskins. Up in the Motor City, Detroit, we had the Lions come away with a decisive 10-point win. Up at Giant Stadium, we had the Jets end up with an 8-point victory. The Rams defense got to the quarterback 4 times in their win at Heinz Field. Texans, Browns. James Jackson
is inside his own 20. Gets the handoff, goes off right tackle. The defense must have been fast asleep. The midfield, the 40, the 30, the 20, the 10, the 5, 82 yards.
The Browns go on to win this by the final score of 27-14. We had an interesting free agency pickup of note here. Trey's got the lowdown for us. Trey?
All right, Chris. Let's switch gears and talk about players that'll have new homes in the National Football League, as free agency continues to play such a huge role in determining a team's makeup. Darian Scott is going to find himself with a new club, and he'll be in a new tax bracket too. 4 years, $3.6 million. William Peterson got snatched up as well, and he signs a 2-year contract with the Colts. Wolf will be playing his football elsewhere, though perhaps not for as much as he would have liked. 5 years, $4.3 million, plus a $1.2 million signing bonus. Dwayne White is on the move as well as he signs a 3-year contract with the Bears.
And last but not least, we had the Cowboys come away victorious. So that'll just about do it. But before we go, I'm going to toss out a few game balls to my prime-time players. Each and every one of these men had a week to remember. That'll do it, sports fans. I'm Chris Berman, and thanks so much for joining us here in the Bristol studios. We'll see you next week right here on ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports.